Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And this is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Why do you keep forgetting what we're doing? It's the same thing every day.
I don't know. We've literally been recording day after day after day.
Oh my God.
And can't remember the name of the show.
Grueling. Yeah, it's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 4, Episodes 7 and 8. The Book of Fragile Ego, which I thought it said the Book of Fragile Eggs when I first glanced at it there. Mm-hmm. A little glimpse, a little skim by. And then Episode 8, the Book of... Oh, no, it's just the book Unearthing?
No, it should have said of. That was me.
Okay.
I typed that.
Okay.
It's always the book of something.
Right.
You can tell as we're getting closer to the end of the season that things are really going downhill.
All patience. I've lost every single thing. I don't care anymore about any of these people. I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, oh, yeah.
I'm getting annoyed that I have the theme song stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lead us not into temptation. That's all that's playing in my head over and over and over and over and over again. And then you're just making the sounds.
Yeah, the bass drop for the commercials. Yeah, it's just a lot of that. It's a lot of those sounds and noises, and
you're very immersed in it.
I don't like it. I'm over it. Close to the finish line, though. Almost there. Tomorrow is the end of Mom Talk Marathon.
I cannot believe they made us watch a pickleball competition.
You know, we kicked things off with, we're just going to jump right out the gate and get to the good stuff here. Yeah, pickleball tournament, Mom Talk versus Dad Talk.
Don't care.
Didn't really care, but they did go through, there was a lot of production elements in this. They had to make graphics for like the teams. They were doing the different scoring.
This took a lot of time and energy.
That was a lot of work. It was a hefty chunk of post-production that went into this segment alone.
Taylor can't play because of her breast augmentation.
The augmentation is still augmenting.
This is the second time she said it that way.
Because you thought I was being mean, making fun of her by jotting down the note like that the last time she said it. And then she said it again. And you said, oh, this is just how she says it.
How she believes that word is pronounced.
That's how she says it. Augmentation.
My augmentation. The way people, they just say it with a straight face.
Yeah.
Full confidence.
And assuming that everyone else will understand, it's like, oh, yeah, well, clearly. That's why I will not be participating. Thing. Well, I thought for a second there when they were talking about stuff, because basically this left Macy with an odd number of people for Mom Talk, where she's like, uh-oh, I'm going to have to sub out for Taylor. So who else can we recruit in here? And this when Miranda was like, I have a friend and I can invite her out. Her name's Shania and she'll come play pickleball. Let's go, girls. Yeah.
I think Miranda didn't want her to come because she wanted to play twice. I'm sorry, not Miranda. Macy
was like, twice. We could invite someone else, or I could just go full beast mode and play all of the games single-handedly, too, probably. I'll just take both positions and just handle it from there.
I think Dad Talk was fighting that.
Yeah, Dad Talk was like, that's not fair. Okay, yeah. We're not going to be able to handle that.
Because for anybody who doesn't remember, Macy almost went pro playing tennis before she got pregnant when she was 19.
It was pretty serious, you guys. Yeah. And she put the skills on full display for pickleball.
Very good.
Like the beast came out. Definitely here. Something was awakened. There was an awakening that was happening. And it was just raw, pure talent instinct that was taking over.
I liked how they strategically came up with the teams where they put Jesse and Layla together because they knew they were the weakest links. So they were like, we'll just lose that game.
That's a forfeit. Yeah. Just
don't pair them with anyone else and risk then losing that game too.
Right. Yeah. You just have to concentrate the effort of, where are we going to try to win the games? Because we know that one's a lost cause. Unfortunately, wherever they end up, the hand-eye coordination, not so good. It's
Layla's got a lot of long limbs, but she's not good with them.
Yeah, she has no depth perception for it, and she can't clock that. No timing, no rhythm. It's a struggle here.
So while they're all playing, we meet Shania.
Yes. I was getting worried too, because I thought playing pickleball was like swinger code for something too, because Miranda was like, oh yeah, I'll invite her because we play pickleball. And then it was like flashing back to the stuff when they were going to their country western music fest and they were like making out on the party bus. And I was like, oh. Is that playing pickleball? Like, yeah, what so were you guys? Her
before.
We've seen her in passing. I don't know if that made it onto the original cut of them making out on the stripper pole on the party bus.
I think it did.
Yeah.
But she was just like of no note, she wasn't noteworthy.
Yeah.
Until now that she's coming back into the story
I think she smooched Taylor too. They had footage of that. So it's just like, it was Miranda and Taylor's. Like she was kissing everybody. So that's a little clue.
She be kissing someone else.
For what's going down here, because then that's what people are like, well, this might get awkward because, as it turns out, Shania's been texting or DMing a one Dakota.
To be fair, Dakota DM'd her.
Potato.
I think we got to blame Dakota because Taylor's certainly not going to let us forget that it's his fault.
Well, okay. I didn't like that it was basically like being presented to us as, well, it's not a big deal. So I DM'd Shania. And we're hanging out now at a mom and dad talk pickleball tournament, the first annual, which means they're going to try and do this next season.
They're avoiding each other.
Okay.
Did you notice they weren't sitting near each other?
Well, like Dakota and Shania.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying is they're pretending like this is totally cool. This is fine. And it's like, okay, go tell Taylor. Go tell Taylor that. Tell her what was happening with the DMs and the direct communication.
No.
Not going to do that. Not going to happen because it's not okay.
Now, was Shania talking about Dakota when she was talking to Taylor about some guy that she had been in a relationship with and was like starting to cry?
No, that was a different guy. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was a different guy. So
she's in a vulnerable state, the way that Dakota likes.
Right. Yeah. Ripe for the picking for Dakota. This is just his type now. She's like almost in that desperation mode where she's willing to settle for his crazy ass.
I mean, that's kind of gross too, though, from Shania's standpoint, that that you're kind of talking to Taylor's baby daddy and then you're crying to her about how your last relationship ended.
Well, that's like their bonding point they both have relationship struggles, because the story that Shania was saying was like, oh no, yeah, he went back with his wife because he found God and stuff. And it's like, what?
I mean,
I missed the first few chapters of that story.
Maybe she and Dakota deserve each other.
What the fuck was that? What is that? You're just going to drop me in at the tail end of that and just say, well, that's what happened. That's how it ended up, I guess. Oh, well, on to the next one. Like, no, I need more details than that, man. Come on.
I don't think we're going to get them from her.
I don't think so either.
No, we're on to the next disastrous relationship that she's going to involve herself in. Well, Macy fails to deliver a win for Mom Talk, which was pretty devastating for her.
And that's not for lack of effort. Macy was crushing that
all
ball.
Over the court.
She's everywhere. She was covering everything. She's like, you know what, Michaela, just get behind me. If something happens to get by me, then you can take care of it. But don't worry about it. I got it. And she wasn't able to pull that win out for the championship, unfortunately. And she lost to her husband and Dakota.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The worst part about that is that Dad Talk's going to definitely take bragging rights for that.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're probably going to have like a second annual pickleball tournament just because they want to be, featured on the show again.
I think that they should have taken Miranda up on her claim where it's the loser gets Mom Talk tattooed on their ass. And I feel like that should have been something that they all held each other to. So maybe, I don't know, there's still 2 episodes left to go in the season.
They're going to go get tattoos.
Could go get Mom Talk tattoos. Maybe, perhaps.
We had a lot of catch up with different people's relationships in this episode. The first being Jesse and Jordan.
Yeah. Well, they go out to, it's a very murder tarp anniversary date.
It is.
You would think that this was like their 30th anniversary. You guys want to guess how long they've been married right now? Anybody think of a number in your head?
I audibly gasped. 5 years.
They're on their fifth anniversary.
And it's like the whole last year has been going pretty badly.
Pretty bad. Real bad.
They've only been married for 5 years.
So there's already tension. So were they like fighting before they got here? Because basically...
I think so. Because as soon as they got out and they went to walk into the restaurant, she was rolling her eyes when he was talking about how much he likes the place that they're going to eat.
He made the reservation in his name because... I mean, it was probably she made the reservation, but put his name down so that he could say his name when they walked in there. And then that was exciting. But as soon as they sat down, first it's like awkward silence. And then he asked her one question and she just burst into tears. And it's like, okay, I don't see this like
it's
resolving.
Not good.
Yeah, this is not on the right path.
It felt like they're just forced to go do this together, but it was torture for the both of them. More so for her. So she tries to blame the tears on the fact that she's thinking about how her last marriage only lasted 5 years and that their 5-year anniversary was basically like the unraveling of everything.
Yeah, that was like the culmination of realizing it was over. And it's like, I think she's having the same realization here today. And that's a big problem for her. Like, she's not cluing him in on it. I don't think Jordan's had that realization yet.
Jordan is delusional. He's like, I think we should maybe consider doing a vow renewal.
Yeah, because that always works. Real good.
You know, guys, we say that's the kiss of death on reality television.
Specifically for reality television. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's the end.
Think they'll do it? Will they stay together long enough for that?
No, I don't think they will.
No, they won't even get to the vow renewal.
I don't think so. No. And Jesse's like, let's not commit to anything big like that in front of people involving other. No, let's see how the next year goes or so, ballpark roughly, because I don't know if I'm going to last another year, if I'm being totally honest here.
Yeah, it feels like they've given themselves like a good amount of time. I don't know if that's just because the last season aired and we got a break from it and now we're going back and like they're actually just picking up from the exact same spot where filming had ended.
Yeah.
But it feels like a lot of time has passed, but maybe it hasn't.
I mean, it's been a year of like straight up misery and then even before that, she was talking about there'd been a year where every single day they argued.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they've ever had a very good relationship.
So it's sounding like, and Jesse was like giving us the little detail there too, where it was, she got out of her marriage, her first marriage, and then kind of quickly ended up in this relationship with Jordan and then got married. So it was just like, did she rush into things? Did she not take enough time to really figure out what she needed type of a thing? So it doesn't look like this is shaping up to be like a real, like a good resolution, fixing of marital woes here and coming out stronger on the other side. I don't think that's their storyline.
No,
that's not what we're going with.
I don't think that there's going to be a success story here.
I don't see it.
I think she's really gunning for the next season of The Bachelorette.
She's trying.
Or Bachelorette in Paradise. Anything.
She's been doing
anything she could get on.
She's been doing better than Taylor and most of the rehearsal stuff that we've seen just in this season. So just throwing that out there, keep it in mind.
Macy, Michaela and Jace are also
maybe Majacy.
Majacy, is that their that's their couple name? Majela. Ooh, I like that.
That'd be fun.
They're basically hitting a breaking point in their relationship. We find out because Dad Talk went to get hot dogs.
Hot dogs was in LA.
Okay, so they went out to eat again.
I would assume there were hot dogs involved at some point. There was definitely soda. They were at the Pepsi machine.
They go out to eat so much.
Yeah, so do we.
No, we don't.
We order in. We do takeout.
We don't go out.
We don't go out to eat. I feel like I do. I feel like I have the past 2 weeks. I feel like the majority of my meals were outside of the home because I was outside of the home.
Because you were traveling.
I was out of state.
It's not like a normal thing that we do.
Yeah, right. But it feels like
every time they go somewhere else, I'm like, oh, another place you had to decide to go to. It just feels like overwhelming.
If you just rotate through. I'm just looking for hot dogs. Yeah, do you guys have hot dogs? Yeah. They have hot dogs, probably.
Anyway, we were supposed to be having a very serious conversation about Michaela and Chase.
About Majayla. Yes.
Unfortunately, things have not improved in terms of their intimacy issues that they talked about last season.
Yeah, Michaela had mentioned, though, too, where she was like, oh, I got a lot going on. I'm really overwhelmed. I was having, like, my skin issues flaring up and stuff. So we kind of took a back seat on the therapy stuff. And it's like, oh, I don't think that's the thing to take.
There is a lot going on, though. She's got a newborn baby.
Yeah.
She's also having autoimmune issues. And I do think that going back and digging up her trauma isn't something that she's really ready to do anyway.
Well, yeah, she's not like prioritizing that. She's not, really looking forward to that. But I'm just saying, like, maybe... Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to prioritize.
In therapy to some extent together, even if she's not working on things alone.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. If she doesn't want to work on like specifically the trauma stuff, then at least the intimacy stuff with Jace, like you have to keep doing that.
I just think this is such a hard situation because we know like Michaela was SA'd growing up, and that's so closely tied now to her intimate relationship with her husband.
Right.
That unraveling that is going to be really complex and difficult. And I think that it seems like he's been patient, but he's reaching a point where he feels like she's not making an effort to try to overcome this. And in the meantime, it is a big obstacle in their marriage.
Yeah. Well, and you hit a certain point where it's, Jace has voiced this. He said, hey, this is an issue for me. This is a problem. And this is what I'm facing and dealing with. How do we work on this? And then she goes, I don't really want to talk about that. And then it's like, okay, how do you bring that up again? Like, because it still remains an issue for Jace of like the intimacy issue. So how do you bring it up or encourage that without pressuring? Because then you don't want it to seem like it's pressuring her to, work on this, or especially with stuff when it comes to intimacy issues, it's like talking about it more or like pointing it out or calling those things out can make, depending on how it's being received or what the reaction is or, what state she's in, she's already feeling overwhelmed. So then it like piles on. It's another thing to do. It's another whatever. So it's just like, there's a whole range of reactions that you can get out of that. So he's trying to find that balance of like, this is still very important. We need to discuss it. We need to address it, but also I don't want to pressure this. I don't want to make it a bigger deal than it is, but it is a big deal.
I still don't know what to think about Jace because he seems like he's a nice guy, but then every season it comes up again where people are like, don't forget that he was like 19 or 20 or something. I don't remember his exact age. He was much older than she was, and she was still a teenager when they started dating. Yeah. And I wonder if that dynamic plays into part of the reasons why she's having difficulties with their sexual relationship.
Will make you feel a little bit better. It wasn't as big of an age gap as Caleb and Maddie.
That's true.
So
that is
rest
true.
Easy. It wasn't that. And also they're not related. So 2 points.
I was just rewatching an episode of Sister Wives, and Janelle was like kind of bragging about how, well, we only had 100 people at Maddie's wedding. Because
you only invited one side of the family.
Yes, exactly.
Normally it would be a joining of families. You all have the same families, so
it kept the numbers low.
That works. Yeah. The loophole. They don't want to tell you that.
Anyway.
Wedding planners hate this one secret trick.
Zach and Jen.
Yeah.
They're still in LA.
Yes.
And we get to see him in single dad mode.
Yeah. Dancing with the Stars.
Not single
support
dad
role.
mode.
No. Solo parenting mode. That's Carly's favorite descriptor.
That irks me. It does.
Okay.
He's parenting his children.
Yeah, they are his kids.
And this is, he's got 3 under 3.
Yep. And now he knows when Jen's like, hey, this is a struggle. He gets it now. Firsthand experience.
It was kind of funny to watch.
It was good. Yeah.
Just like seeing him go from he's here, he's there, he's throwing blankets over kids and making them scream. He's changing babies' diapers. He's doing everything.
Yeah. We're going to have a picnic outside. We're trying to take some food out on the blanket in the backyard.
I thought, wow, a little picnic. How cute. He was feeding them ice cream out of the Ben & Jerry's container.
Hey, what's better to have at a picnic than a little bit of ice cream? Yeah. I'm just saying.
Well,
hey,
the one child was in a mood because he was screaming about the ice cream.
Yes.
Like in a negative way.
Yeah. Everything was wrong though.
Yeah,
so
it was just she was at.
Yeah, the terror. And just in a complete diaper, hair all askew, and just a wreck, a wild child. Like, not saying that like it's anything of Zach's fault or anything.
He's making things difficult.
He's that age where it's like he's running wild. Yeah. Hulkamania is running wild.
There's nothing they want to do willingly.
No. Yeah. And everything is no. And it's just, okay.
Even eating ice cream before going to bed was a hard no.
Yeah. Before my nap. Oh, no. I hate that.
Then we get to see Jen and Zach go on a date together. They are so busy that they're not even having chances to have conversations. Like there's not even like a late night, like, hey, how'd your day go?
Yeah, like a Trent and Amber Johnston, wrap up in the bed where you just get the rundown summary of stuff before you pass out. Nope, didn't even get that. So I will give them credit. It was a better date than Jesse and Jordan.
For their anniversary.
I guess we could say that.
Jen's almost fallen asleep at the table. She's like, I really would prefer to go home and go to bed, but like I understand this is important to you, very important. So I'm here. I'm making time for this.
Well, and Zach was like, oh yeah, I got all dressed up. I'm like snazzy. I put on cologne. Like he's really making an effort here. And Jen's like, I came straight from the studio and I probably smell like BO and I've been dancing for 6 hours straight. And it's not really... I appreciate it though. I enjoy being here with you.
It's not really that romantic.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
And the conversation kind of takes a turn because they start talking about LA and you can already tell Zach's not into it. He's not really enjoying his time here. And Jen is starting to think, I don't know, maybe this is like someplace we could stay for the long term.
Well, Jen was thinking of it as like career opportunity. This would be the place to, grow and expand on roles that I would possibly be able to land if I was going to get into like acting and stuff like that. So is this something that we could do on at least a little bit longer term than what we're doing for Dancing with the Stars? Maybe, but it doesn't sound like Zach's into that.
No, he was already saying he's homesick. He wants to go back to Utah. He didn't tell her that at this dinner, but he was talking about it earlier.
Right.
Yeah. He's over it.
I think but also their relationship is confusing to me because it's basically like now Jen's kind of confused where she's like, oh, now we're pursuing my thing. Like we're pushing for the career stuff for me. And Zach's in the support role and he's not into that. But like I did that for so many years with him when it was the medical degree. That's what we were going for, his career stuff. And I was just supposed to be there to support and assist along the way in every aspect.
I think it's a little bit different. Like the level of time commitment that's going into being on Dancing with the Stars, where she's doing 14-hour days and they're not even having conversations. Zach never got to the point of even having a residency.
Fair.
Like he barely, I don't even know if he started medical school. He was enrolling in medical school.
Yeah, he was like starting. Yeah. So, agreed. Yeah, like he didn't get that far along. He wasn't that invested in it. But also it's just strange to me where like for them, it's not they both can't do what they want to do it's like one of them has to be 1,000% in on what they're doing, and then the other person just has to go along with that.
Yeah, it's really weird that they can't work towards their goals at the same time.
Yeah, like, would Zach be able to do classes online or something? You know, like, that way he has something that he's working towards too. Yeah. It's not
or just
feeling
anything
like
else that he has an interest in.
Anything. Yeah. Well, and I think that's what he runs into as kind of an issue here, is where he doesn't really know what he wants to do either, is the problem. Because when he's hanging out with Connor, and then he's finding out that Connor's finding all of these wonderful outlets for himself with his new hobbies being magic and whatnot. Not Magic the Gathering, guys. We just have to caveat
he's
that. He's
practicing magic.
He's doing close up, not crowd work, close up, like sleight of hand magic is what he's working on.
I love that for him.
I love that for Connor. Love that for Connor.
I keep telling you, this is the man that Mary Brown is looking for.
A magician?
A magician who's a cheerleader, who is just here to
good with his hands.
He's good with his hands. He's here to root on his wife, and like he's perfectly fine taking a back seat and just working on his magic.
Yeah, like in his own time, because that's what he's just like. Oh, it's something for me to, hone my skills in, to concentrate on, to work towards and better myself. It's something that I have a general interest in. It's something that the kids get a kick out of.
Okay, I did think it was cute that it was like something that he used to do when he was growing up, and it was like, oh, we're connecting with our inner child in this time where like he had quit his job to support Whitney, so he has extra time on his hands that he didn't have before, so he's revisiting this thing that used to bring him joy.
Yeah.
I love that for him.
I love that for him. Zach is kind of lost, where he's like, I'm watching the kids and not really doing anything else. I'm waiting for Jen to come home.
Have you ever heard that? I feel like people are going to get upset with me.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying not to make a generalization.
Okay.
I'm going to blame it on Reddit because I read it there.
Okay.
That there is like this phenomenon within the medical school world where men who go to medical school have like a first wife, and that wife puts in a ton of time and sacrifice to support them while they're getting through medical school. Mm-hmm. And then like as soon as they graduate and become doctors, they divorce their wife.
Yeah.
That it's like extremely common.
I've seen that play out a couple of times.
Just made me think of it, where it was like, well, why is he having such a hard time with, reciprocating the support that he was given by Jen?
Well, I think because he's like, I've done the 100% career thing where I've been the one being supported. And then now I've done the support role of supporting her while we're 100% on her stuff. And I think I like it the other way. I don't like the support stuff.
Yeah, well, their conversation kind of gets gross because it turns into him trying to revisit their traditional values without him outright saying that.
Yeah, because he's wanting to steer back towards the way that God intended, with the woman at home, and he's dancing around trad wife expectations here is basically what's going on. And Jen's kind of picking up on that, and she's like, ooh. I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's not for her anymore.
That's not sounding ideal, because that wasn't really working for her either.
I do think they have to find a middle ground.
Yes.
Where, I mean, the things that she's doing, because they get into an argument at one point during this dinner too, where she's trying to explain that it'd be so much easier if Whitney and I were single. And she's not saying that in a way of like, well, we want to go out and be single.
I wish I was single.
Live in LA as single people.
I wish I didn't have kids and a husband. She didn't say that, but that's what Zach heard.
Yeah.
In that.
She's feeling jealous of the other people who are competing on Dancing with the Stars, who don't have responsibilities when they go home, aside from taking care of themselves. And she's feeling all of this added pressure of being a wife, being a mother, being on the show, all the other things that she has to do in addition to being in Dancing with the Stars.
She's just mad that the Irwin was putting up better numbers than her. I think that's what it was. So she had to come up with... I think
this is where she's starting to have a little bit of a rough time on the show.
Yeah, the scores were coming back where it was like, then she's kind of putting the pressure on herself too, of like Whitney scoring like 39 out of 40, almost a perfect score. And then hers is like 32. She's doing all right.
Yeah. that was rough when Dancing with the Stars was on because Whitney just ended up being really, really good from the very beginning.
Right.
So there was no like, I'm not going to say she didn't progress because she did, but like usually the point that people start at is a lot further back than where Whitney started. So
yeah, did Whitney start at the same place that who else was on there that was like really trailing behind? Oh, I'm completely blanking on names now. I've met the man. The dude who was on Conan's
yeah,
show.
that's
Are we both blanking on
because
it?
I want to say Drew Carey, and I'm like, that is not
It's
his name.
Drew Carey. Oh no!
Everyone's screaming. It doesn't matter.
He has a show. He had a show on Fox. I watched it all the time. Andy Richter.
There you go.
Do you think that she came in at the same level as Andy Richter?
Basically a professional dancer compared to Andy Richter.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I get it, but like Dancing with the Stars, kind of in general, if you want to complain about that format, it's not really. That's a whole other conversation, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Mm-hmm. For anybody, any of the purists who want to get into that.
That is starting to cause some tension between Whitney and Jen.
Right.
I think that's like the undercurrent of it.
Mm-hmm.
Jen's kind of saying later that things are weird because of the reunion.
Yeah, well, I think Jen's trying to figure out, like, there is something off, and she's like, maybe it was this, because we kind of left off. Season 3 reunion was like kind of unresolved a little bit, where it seemed like Whitney was still kind of backing Demi and doubting Jen. And so they weren't on the same page, but then now they're still forced to interact and work together here in the closest proximity out of the group of Mom Talk, where they're the only ones together on Dancing with the Stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just realized these were 2 Demi-less episodes.
Yes, very nice. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Do you think she'll pop up at the end?
What about the last 2? The last 2? Before this one. Yeah, yesterday's 2.
She was in episode 3 with the music.
I think they left off on the
studio.
Yeah.
I don't know, all the days are kind of blurring together now.
Well, what is this? This is 7-8. So I don't think we had her in 5-6 either.
Mm-hmm. No, I think they stopped filming with her.
They had her cup at the mansion, the bedazzled hydro jug for her.
Oh yeah, and she went to Dancing with the Stars, but then she had quit filming the show.
Right, so she wasn't really on there. So it was just like the phone call conversations with Layla.
My conspiracy theory is that they were so happy that she quit filming for whatever she was upset about because they wanted to fire her.
Yeah.
But it was easier if she just quit on her own terms.
So she did. Yeah. You just let the prima donna do the thing where she walks out and nobody's going to chase after her.
I think they never invited her back to film again.
Absolutely not. Yeah. And
I'll be shocked if she shows up.
They shouldn't have. Yeah. And it's probably good that they didn't. I don't. Am I supposed to empathize with Zach though? Like, I don't understand his struggle either because I have so many fucking hobbies. Is my other thing is where I'm just like, if I'm not getting,
you would fill your day.
Yeah, like if I'm not getting joy from something, I'm like, I'll go do something else, and I'll just like go do something else.
Not me.
Figure it out.
I'll just go comatose on the couch.
Well, that's not going to help anything.
And then I'm like, oh God, everything's so boring.
Yes, everything is so boring when you're doing boring things.
He's got plenty of stuff to keep him occupied.
Yeah,
he's taking care of 3 kids.
Right.
I did like where they trolled them, where he complained about how Hollywood's bad for marriages, and then they just showed all the pictures of Ben Affleck with his many wives throughout the years.
Yeah, tell me that wasn't intentional. Well, okay, the real kicker here is when Jen and Zach have a follow-up conversation about this. And Jen's like, well, how's Connor juggling all this? And then Zach's like, well, actually, he's not juggling. Well, he hasn't like graduated to juggling yet. It's just magic and illusions right now. Like that's where he's at, in his journey.
Did he really say that?
No.
Okay.
So we didn't want to rush.
I did laugh when she said juggling, and I was like, you don't even know the half of it, girl.
Don't get him started. I feel, you know what Connor would be really good at? The devil sticks. You remember those things? Remember those? That was like a real 90s thing.
No.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think he'd really be into that. It's basically like juggling with
pins?
sticks. No. No, it's like a baton that you like juggle with sticks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming back to my mind.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel like that would be right up Connor's alley. So, I mean, juggling too. We're getting like niche into his space here. Definitely.
It's a lot of coins.
Coins?
Yeah. Finding coins in your ear.
Oh, well, that's still, sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We better get a magic show from him at the end of this season.
I need one. Yeah. It looks like he was doing some stuff on TikTok. So it was like, well, hey, yeah, maybe we got to check it out or whatever. Oh, no.
Layla.
Oh, no.
A lot of people do enjoy watching Layla.
I'm not one of those people. Okay. I'm not. Unfortunately.
She's a little boring. Don't you think?
Yeah. And just like, I feel like it's like the personality thing where it's like, I don't think I would get along with Layla. She's just a very fake person too. Mm. Like all of them are fake in different ways, but like, you feel like more likable ways,
especially fake,
like particularly fake. And then like, she's not even fake where she's pretending to get me to like her. Like she's not trying to win me over in the fakeness. It's just fake.
I'm happy she finally has a storyline that does not revolve around who she's dating.
Yeah, that's cool. This is good. It is, career oriented. And then Mason gets kind of pulled into it as well. Because when we first talked to her, she's basically talking about like how difficult it is to date as a single mom here. And so it does kind of start off as like a who she's dating storyline is how it first is introduced. But it's like, we already know the guy. We already know Mason.
Yeah.
She has picked a brother and she's sticking with him this time. Yeah.
So she's got a big opportunity that she's going to fly to New York City for, and she's going to get to go meet with Ford Modeling Agency. It's like America's Next Top Model.
Kind of. Yeah.
Apparently she is a model. She does freelance modeling already.
Okay, freelance modeling. But that's a very loose term here, I guess, as far as like what's going on. Plus, if you're walking into an agency, the interview process here, like you have to have a general understanding of like what they're going to ask you for. They're going to ask for headshots or like photos of work that you have been doing. And then she's like, yeah, I have some of that stuff. I haven't put it into a portfolio. Okay, so you don't have the thing,
you
one
went
thing.
To go meet with a modeling agency
with like the biggest agency in the world.
Have you never seen a go-see? You don't know what happens?
So I'm worried about this where it's like, okay, are we taking this seriously? Like, she seems very excited about the opportunity here. Me too. Great. You got something going for you here. Can we treat it like it is as big of an opportunity as what you're saying it is? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think that we're seeing that align here. To walk into the largest modeling agency in the world and say, oh yeah, I don't have my headshots put together. That's a problem. Like, that's just a level of professionalism. If you've been doing this for as long as you've said that you've been doing this, you should have something.
They didn't seem fazed by it.
They were like, whatever. Yeah, they're most of the time stuff that people send over are crap anyway. So we'll have our photographers take photos of you, and then I will base it off their decision.
It sounds like they already signed her.
Sounds like it, right?
Didn't it? Because then they were saying, well, just so you're aware, the commitment that you're going to have to make is that you're going to have to come out here for like a good 3 to 4 months.
Okay. Well, she was like, okay, for like when I first get started up, is it okay if I just like come back like once a month and do stuff? And they were like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a real bad idea. No. Yeah.
You're going to have to be here for a solid couple of months while everything's getting up and running. And they were saying they were going to take they're going to do photo shoots and they were going to put together her book and they're going to do all of that stuff. So you have to be here for a while. And that's obviously an issue because she's got 2 little kids.
Right.
And so she has to figure out now, who's her support person? How is she going to focus on her career?
She doesn't have a Zach right now.
No.
Or a Connor.
She's got a Mason.
It's a Mason. And we're going out for a drink to celebrate. And then it's like, hey, do you want to watch my kids while I try to do full-time modeling in New York?
Well, he offered.
He did.
He offered to move out there and help her with childcare.
Yes.
But
well, then she was saying that's something I would pay for, like all joking aside. And it's like, well, that makes it weird. If you're like dating and then she's going to start paying you to like watch her kids in New York, that feels strange, right?
Well,
like,
maybe she feels weirder about him helping to do that when they're just dating.
I guess.
I think she feels uncomfortable with him watching the kids all together.
I think that's what it's coming down to. Because then we get like the different like parenting style approach that comes out here. Because Mason was wanting to talk about this. Layla's been dreading talking about this because she's like, it seems like he has some opinions about, you know, how I'm parenting my kids and stuff. And it's just like, he's on the more like strict side of things, I guess, if you want to view it that way.
I feel like we didn't get a whole lot of detail. I mean, he gave some examples of like, I guess the kids were throwing things at her one day and that got him upset and he wanted
throwing and hitting
to intervene and be like, you shouldn't be throwing things at your mom.
Right. And
that doesn't feel like you're like strict.
Well, yeah, opinion. Like she's reminding him they're 3, like they don't really have all of that understanding. They're not going to learn this stuff yet. They're still little. But then I think the other examples that he had too is where it was like they were at the little indoor park thing and then the kids are playing, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. And it's always just like more and more. Mm-hmm. And he was like, if you say 10 minutes, 10 minutes, like stick to it.
Yeah, that was a weird conversation to me because it was like, I think she's giving them 5 more minutes because she's talking to you. And she is enjoying the time just sitting here talking to you while they're playing. So she's giving them a little bit more time.
Yeah, maybe Mason was hungry.
No one was screaming about the fact that they didn't want to leave.
I think Mason was hungry.
Yeah.
Mason was like, not 10 more minutes.
Do you want to go to dinner?
Yes.
Are you having a meltdown?
I'm hungry. I want dinner right now. Not 5 minutes.
You said we were going to leave.
You said we were going to leave
15 minutes ago.
You said I could have nuggies. You said I could get nuggies at the drive-thru.
That's what was happening.
So he got very upset. Yeah. So it's like that sort of stuff. I think he was saying that with like bedtime and things too. So it was like, okay, maybe there's a few different instances. Layla kind of gets into it where she's talking about how like, oh yeah, there's some of that like guilt that's there of like, oh, I wasn't able to keep our family together. I wasn't able to raise them in a household with a mom and a dad because that was something that she missed out on when she was a kid. She wanted to be able to provide that for her kids. And then she's feeling like she's letting her kids down. So she kind of lets some other stuff slide. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, okay, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't like think of that as the approach to this. So I could see like me being critical of that would be like all of their communication was great. Like it was very good where it was, they came to a general understanding of what the other person was thinking and feeling and how they arrived at that. Yeah, that was different, but like we can agree to, move forward and work on this in different ways.
I think it's also just like very early on in their relationship.
Right.
And I can understand why you would feel a little apprehensive about somebody that you've only recently started dating, disciplining your kids.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I don't even know how I would feel in that situation. I feel like until you knew that it was a serious relationship, I don't think that I would let someone discipline my kids.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know who's going to help her if she ends up moving to New York.
Meredith Marks, maybe?
You think Meredith Marks is going to show up with her caviar? I heard that
caviar in a
some
bathtub.
People are not receiving their caviar, and there's no one responding from customer service to.
That's not good.
Refund the money.
Robin's got to check the spam folder.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on. Oh no, I forgot about this.
This is the bulk of the episode.
This is the majority of these 2 episodes.
Taylor and her mom, Leanne, just being completely toxic together.
Yeah, because they're hitting the road. They're going to go on a gal pal girls trip. And I think this was just Taylor trying to do a hometown visit before she has to do a bachelorette hometown visit.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since she's been back in Colorado here.
So it all starts with Taylor going over to her parents' house, and she tells them that she found out that she's got 2 other half-siblings, which they were worried she was going to say she was pregnant. Yeah. So this was a relief.
That's always top of mind, is where it's like, when she says she has an announcement, this is what we're worried about.
Also, like, That's kind of a dick thing to say, though. You know, she ended up pregnant once when she didn't intend to be.
But also valid. I still, yeah. I thought
think
the same
I'm a
thing.
little sensitive from watching Seven Little Johnstons, and I'm like,
I got worried.
So you spray paint the side of your school once in middle school, and nobody ever lets you forget it.
Yeah, but then she also just told her mom, yeah, I slept with Dakota. So it's like,
it's true.
Are we ready for, did we?
Baby number 2.
Oh boy, we really don't need to get into that. But yeah, I love how the whole thing with her half siblings, the 2 half siblings that she didn't know about. And Leanne's like, yeah, I heard people say that was like a thing. I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
I didn't really look into it.
She's known about it.
I heard rumblings.
I think this is a bigger issue between Taylor and her mom, is that her mom has intentionally hidden a lot of stuff from her growing up. And I think Taylor resents that.
Yeah.
As she's gotten older and she's learned some more stuff.
But she hasn't expressed that or said that explicitly, I don't think.
Well, I think she thinks it, and this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But then she's overcome with empathy for Leanne because there's reasons why she did what she did.
Right.
But I do think the way that she's handled a lot of these situations has negatively impacted Taylor. Even if that wasn't what she set out to do.
Well, Leanne's run a few different scenarios in her mind too, because she's like, yeah, sometimes I wish I would have put you up for adoption. Maybe you would just be happier. And
that was they said a lot of terrible things to her at that picnic they had in their backyard that one season.
When they were really rooting for Dakota and Taylor was the bad one.
Yeah. I think this may be the worst thing that she's ever said to her.
Yeah. Also just because the verbiage wasn't great either.
It wasn't sometimes I wonder, if I had placed you for adoption, first of all, not given you up for adoption.
Yeah.
That, would it have made a difference in the course of your life? But the other thing I think is fucked up about it is Taylor has 2 siblings who are her adoptive dad's kids. So it's I'm the fucked up one.
Yes.
That you wish that you had placed for adoption with another family, and then maybe I wouldn't be so fucked up. Because you didn't fuck everyone else up, just me.
Maybe. Kind of.
I can see why Taylor has internalized a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
About herself, and she blames herself.
Yes.
Because Leanne ain't helping.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
So she's decided that it's time to get some answers. Maybe if my siblings won't meet with me, we can go do a hometown visit and meet some other people so I can learn about my dad.
I gotta heal this father wound before I go and date 30 guys simultaneously and get triggered all over the place and have no idea what I'm doing.
I've got to do it quickly. We got to get in the car this weekend.
Minutes to spare. Yeah. So we are booking the flight right now. Get the rental car ready at the airport for pickup. Here we go.
Did they drive the whole way? I think
they flew. They flew in and then they
drove.
Yeah.
I thought they had been in the car for hours. They had lost their
patience
with each other.
At one point, it took about 10 minutes after they landed. They got in the rental car and they started driving away from the airport. They start screaming at each other at full volume in the car, and Taylor's like,
but then they're denying that they're screaming at each other.
Right. It becomes like a who's on first bit of who's yelling and who's not. Because it's you're the one yelling, not me. Even though everybody's yelling. And so then at that point, Taylor was like, I think I'm just going to turn around and go back to the airport at this point. I don't even want to go anymore.
This whole thing started because Leanne asked how Jesse and Jordan were doing.
Not well.
And then Taylor was like, nah, I think they're going to get divorced, because he's a liar like Dakota.
Well, yeah, the problem, too, was Leanne was like, oh, yeah, because I really like Jordan. And it's like, well, you have bad taste, so that tracks.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're not a good judge of character.
Not at all. And then once the comparison was thrown out of Jordan is like Dakota, and Leanne didn't like that because she likes Jordan. She doesn't like Dakota now.
I don't know if that's why she got upset. I think it was of course, every conversation somehow leads back to Dakota, even when I'm trying to not talk about him.
Well, here's the thing. It happened in this conversation too, where Leanne will want to talk about something, Taylor won't want to talk about it. And then throughout the argument, throughout the conversation, they'll flip. Where then it's like, okay, you want to talk about that? Let's talk about that. And then Taylor starts throwing a bunch of stuff out about that. And Leanne's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Because then she clams up.
Well, it's like, well, I don't want to talk about that aspect of it.
Right. No.
Like, that's negative.
Because it's devastating to my case.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's horrible as far as my argument for it. So, yeah, I don't want to talk about that stuff. So they just keep flipping back and forth. You can't tell what's going on in this conversation or how this is panning out. They're just screaming at each other. They're just all riled up and freaking out, basically, in the car.
Well, and then Leanne always does something where it's like she gets all high and mighty because at this point she yelled at her about, like, don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Right.
And I'm like, you do that. That's why she feels like she's a shitty person.
Well, it's
like
the judgment.
There's it's laced in judgment.
Yeah.
And Taylor feels like her mom thinks she's a better person than Taylor is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for how the response usually ends up too, and the way that things escalate also is like, that's been clearly evident. So they're able to overcome that somehow. They just ignore each other until...
Well, they got to meet Steve.
They got to go meet Steve, which, come to find out, we got some history with Steve.
So Steve was Taylor's biological dad's friend.
Taylor's
her bio's dad's name was Brian.
Brian.
So this is Brian's friend from growing up.
Brian's friend. And Leanne has some history with Steve as well. So she was dating Steve, and then she dated Brian. So Taylor dubs her a homie hopper because you gotta call him like you see him, I guess.
But wasn't Leanne like 16 years old?
Yeah,
she was like 17 when she got pregnant. So
she was dating. Well, I like how she said, "Oh, we were dating for a couple months, 30 days. It was like 2 weeks." She kept shortening the amount of time to make it like, oh no, it was like
it wasn't a big deal.
It wasn't even
a blip on the radar.
I don't even think about it. I mean, we're friends on Facebook, but like, it's just minimize.
I just kind of felt like, Taylor, that's maybe something you can say about someone when they're like an adult and they're choosing to like live out that pattern. When you're a teenage kid and you just are dating other people in your friend group,
it's a small circle, probably. Yeah, who has a car?
Of the people that who go to the same school as you.
Yeah, you're bound to bump into somebody else here. So they meet up with Steve. Steve goes into the whole spiel about Taylor's dad, Brian, and how smart he was. He was so intelligent. Everybody says that. Everything that Taylor's heard is just this.
So smart, he could do a breast augmentation himself.
Most smartest. Get a picture of that.
Doogie Howser.
And he was a Taurus, if you're into astrology.
I really thought they would be. Neither of them really knew the significance of that.
No.
They were like, okay.
I think Leanne put all of her astrology interest into Mormonism. Yeah, Mormonism. So I think that was where a lot of that energy went for her. Like it could have, like she could have
the astrology girly life.
Yeah, but it's witchcraft, so like she's not allowed to do that. Yeah, that's evil and that's satanic. It's of the devil, so don't mess with that. I also liked how immediately Steve was like, "Yeah, Brian was always fighting people, but like they would like fight him, like it was like people would get mad at him and start fights with him, but like, he didn't instigate stuff. It was just
Taylor's
yes.
I know that.
That speaks to Taylor on a molecular level. That is like resonating.
Isn't that so funny how like, I just think it's funny where people are biologically related and they have these weird commonalities, even though they never really knew each other.
Well, also it's like, Taylor is not blameless in most of her fights that I would say, you know what I'm saying? Of like, to be like, oh yeah.
No,
Brian
Steve was a shit starter.
Brian was a shit starter. Brian was a shit starter. And then like people would act on that and then he would need to stick up for himself. Like That was what I was gathering.
Baited
from
a lot
this.
of people into
Yeah,
fights.
I think he baited a lot of people into fights is what was going on there. But
it's kind of a sad story. So he was like really young when he was involved in a car accident. He was like in the back seat and he broke his neck.
Yeah.
And basically after that accident, he was just never the same. His personality was different. And he ended up getting into drugs a few years later. And he was addicted to cocaine and crystal meth.
Right. Kind of went through different phases there throughout the 90s, depending on what was available, I think, mostly. And so, there was some other stuff that Steve was like kind of hesitant to talk about. Because, I mean, the drug addiction stuff wasn't really, highlight parts of his personality that he really wanted to talk about. There were other darker things of like abuse and like the things that happened with Leanne where Steve didn't want to talk about it, but then Taylor and Leanne were like, yeah, go ahead, like let her rip, basically.
I don't think that their head was at the same place as his as far as like what he was about to say.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I remember the time that your dad like kicked your mom in front of everybody.
Yeah. And so it was just like, was Brian the catfish? No, no.
As dark as that is, I think that Steve said something that Leanne was never going to share with Taylor.
Right.
And maybe it's kind of good that she knows that there were reasons why Leanne kept you away from him.
Well, also, this is the reason why it hurts Leanne when she sees you with Dakota, because I think she sees there is the potential of you're getting dangerously close to that sort of level. Because we already saw
Leanne tried to push her at him.
Season 1, episode 1, we saw that. That was the intro to this show.
Right.
Was a domestic disturbance call.
Yeah.
Was a police. It was an episode of Cops. So like, it's really hard to be like, oh.
But Leanne was trying to get them to stay together after that.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand.
So I don't get
She's
that.
all over the place.
She is. She really is. So that was just back and forth. Couldn't really keep track of that.
So then they go to a spot that used to be a restaurant, and apparently Taylor...
Maisie smashed into the mic, sorry.
She does that at least once an episode.
Yep, she's over onto the floor now.
So. Taylor did meet her dad one time when she was 4 years old.
At a restaurant.
They met at this restaurant.
An unnamed restaurant. It wasn't a swig. Definitely not a swig.
And it actually doesn't even sound like they made a plan to meet up. It sounded like they just happened to be in the same place.
Oh.
Because that's when Leanne was like, I called you to come over.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So she like briefly met her dad at this restaurant. This place is no longer a restaurant anymore.
No, ironically, it looks like a methadone clinic now.
It did.
With a bunch of security cams on all the corners, like covering every entrance. And like, it was not a restaurant. I don't know what it was doing now, but it was a lot of security presence there for monitoring the perimeter.
So I guess they were going there to try to jog Taylor's memory and see if she remembered anything, but it kind of just brings things up for Leanne.
Yeah, and Leanne shuts down, though, because then Leanne can't express herself at all. I think that's what's becoming clearly evident here is Taylor's asking her questions about the past, about her dad, about these relationships, about things that happened, and Leanne's just going, I don't know. I
kind of wonder if it's that Leanne can't express herself or if it's that Leanne has never processed any of this.
Right. Yeah.
And so she actually doesn't know how she feels about it.
Yeah. She doesn't think about it at all.
Because she was just like, don't think about it. Just move past it. And she's never gone back and revisited that in her mind.
But man, that is so amazing to have that just be dormant in a part of your mind. Because like usually what happens is then it starts coming out in other ways, or like you're seeing it through other interactions, other relationships, your own subconscious. Like there's different things, if it's dreams that you're having or like whatever, like all these.
I think Leanne just shut part of her brain off.
I think Leanne, she's got some donkey brain matter up there. And it's like, just white noise on the radar there, and she just shut that stuff down, and that's it.
Well, it really sounds like she got pregnant when she was 17. She quickly broke off the relationship with Taylor's dad because of everything that was going on with him.
Clearly, yeah.
She ended up meeting Taylor's adoptive dad.
Like stepdad. Yeah, stepdad who is
stepdad,
dad.
Yeah, who she's known since she was, what'd she say, like 4?
3 or 4? Yeah, something like that.
She's her whole life has known him. I feel like she said that he came into the picture when she was like maybe 1.5. So super young. I think Leanne just was like, we don't think about that. We don't talk about that.
Yucky energy.
We've, fixed the situation by providing a stable home. And she's never really processed her own experience.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is it's amazing that it hasn't like spilled out in other ways for her at this point. But still, it's a ticking time bomb for her, at least. And we see her kind of step back, take a break. Leanne's like, I don't want to talk about this right now. I don't like what's going on right here. I'm going to go for a little walk. And she just kind of fucks off.
Yeah, I thought she was just going to maybe like go around the parking lot a couple times.
Around the parking lot, around the block, around. No, she just like dipped.
She heads for home. She goes towards their old house.
Yeah, Taylor's like, I don't know where my mom is. She's not answering her phone. I'm just going to start driving over towards our old house because I assume that's probably where mom's going. So then it's like she just finds Leanne wandering down the street near their old home. And it's like, okay, well, let's go see if it's, the person that we sold the house to, if you remember who that was. Leanne doesn't really remember. She's like, I don't know. But like they come up to the door, they knock on the door. It's Rick, who's like the most Hank Hill dude ever, who's like, oh yeah, we've been here for about 16 years and it's taking good care of it and it's appreciated greatly in value. And it's just like the most mundane interaction.
The thing I didn't like about this was I felt like as soon as Taylor found her mom in the street, it turned like roles where she was now parenting Leanne. And you can tell she's like talking to her in a different tone of voice. She's changed her entire approach to the way that she's interacting with her now. And I think that that's another layer of the toxicity of their relationship.
Okay. Yeah. She was trying to say that it was like, oh, it was a newfound appreciation. Because then it was like when they're walking around the old house, she's remembering all these like different good memories. So like Leanne has a lot of bad memories, but Taylor mostly has good memories. And so that's where then she starts to appreciate, like, even though I don't fully agree with everything that happened here or like what the process was or how it looked, it is better in the long run. Like I do support your decision now. Like you made the right decision looking back on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that Leanne has hidden a lot from her over the years, and maybe it would have just been better if she had talked to her about things.
Right.
At an age appropriate
Yeah, because obviously not when you're 3. You're not going to be talking about the different levels of abuse that's occurring there or like, drug issues and stuff.
It just feels like a lot was left for Taylor to make assumptions about. And at the end of the day, she like internalized things and blamed a lot of stuff on herself. Like, my dad doesn't love me because I'm unlovable.
Right. Yeah. It went a different direction. And I think it went because Leanne wasn't even checking in about like, what is Taylor feeling about that stuff? Like she wasn't really as in tune with that.
This is why therapy is important for everyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like maybe Leanne would have gotten to a place where she would have felt comfortable and safe to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Versus Taylor's 31 years old and they're finally talking about this for the first time.
Right.
Well, there's a lot going on while Taylor's gone in Colorado.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Dakota's putting his plan in overdrive to derail her from going on The Bachelorette.
Well, as we were mentioning, so Jesse and Jordan, they can't talk about their own relationship because it's circle in the drain at this point. It's in the pooper. And so they're like, what is going on in anybody else's life? What else can we talk about? And Jordan's like, well, Dakota's got a new gal about town. Let me tell you. He's been telling me he's been going out with a new girl, and I don't know who it is. And Jesse's like, I bet you it's Shania.
Jesse knows.
Jesse knows.
First of all, we've seen that Jordan has a big mouth.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't think that he would keep it secret.
The eyes are close together, but the mouth's real big. Yeah.
Yeah. And she does people's hair, and I just think people confess things when they go to get their hair done that
she hears stuff.
You overhear a lot.
You hear a lot of things, and then also like Jessie just has a read, like she picks up the vibes, I guess, is the other part of it too. Like she does have a good just like sense of what's up.
Clocking what's happening.
Yeah, she's clocking stuff, definitely.
Well, Dakota denied that he is with Shania
Twain. And Shania will sing.
I cannot process the way her name is spelled.
Yeah, because it's like Shin-Nia.
Yeah, Shania.
That
should be easier than it is. I don't know why. I feel like my...
Spelled, phonetically, I suppose, in some ways, depending on who's saying
That's
it.
why I keep pausing every time we start to talk about her.
Shania.
I'm like, wait, what is it again?
Because that's what Jordan's like, no, I asked Dakota directly, is it Shania? And he said no, because we know Dakota's pretty trustworthy. And when you ask him something,
he's totally not a liar.
He'll tell you straight up. Mm-hmm. The answer's no. And I mean, yeah, Jessie's going into like full detective mode here, where she's like trying to figure out like where Shania lives. And
so he made a mistake of mentioning somewhere that Dakota was.
Yeah.
And she's like,
how did you know that?
Lives in Lehigh.
Yeah, because she's like, how'd you know that? And he's like, oh, all of Dad Talk shares their location with each other. And it's like, that's weird.
That
dude.
is weird.
That's really weird. I don't share my location with anybody.
No, I know.
It's just, no.
I never know where you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I do.
I'm always right here. I'm always 2 feet away.
I feel like you share your location with people where it's like, oh, I might need to know where you are in the case of an emergency. Or, like I check to see, is my mom at work before I'm going to call her?
This is like 7 Little Johnstons. We're on the family app and I can see who's coming up the driveway. Yeah. Like, why is Dad Talk needing that?
Well, why are you sharing your location, Dakota?
Right.
When you know that you're hooking up with people, now there's other people who can track you and essentially be witness to the fact that you are doing something that you deny that you're doing.
They can hold him accountable.
Someone that you are denying you are doing.
Accountability buddies is what Dakota is trying to get from Dad Talk. I think that's been his whole thing with this friend group.
Yeah.
From its inception.
I think it's a good thing no one told Taylor that the guys all have his location, because she'd be stealing some phones.
Yeah, she'd be hacking in. Definitely. But like, okay, so they go to this Red West Fest, which I think, what was it? It was one of the husbands had done.
Jacob got the tickets or something.
Jacob got tickets because he worked on the campaign.
Why do we have to care about that?
I don't know. Macy's like trying to tie him in.
Like, it wasn't a free event that we got brought to because we're Mom Talk. It's because Jacob did all the work for the marketing.
Well, it's also, it's like a kudos thing for Jacob. He's not just in the background. He's not just Macy's husband, you guys. He's out here making his moves and doing things too. He's a career man.
The festival creator of Red West Fest.
I don't know.
Someone's going to get mad at us again for not knowing what this is.
I don't care. I'm not the demographic.
I don't know what any of the country festivals are.
I am not the target demographic.
Also, we don't even see most of it because it's just them all arguing with Dakota.
Well, it rained for the whole day, the second day, because the first day everybody's there. And they're trying
except
to press...
for Taylor.
Except for Taylor.
Still
Taylor's
not on her
there.
trip.
From her breast augmentation. No, it's from, her Colorado trip with her
She's still
mom.
screaming at Leanne somewhere.
She's screaming at Leanne in a rental car. And so everybody else is just panini pressing Dakota to see who is he dating, because he's not admitting to it. And so everybody's dancing around it. Michaela's trying to squeeze him for information. Macy's trying to figure it out. Who else was there? I think Layla and Miranda or somebody.
Yeah.
There were some other people. And then Jessie gets the idea where she's like, I'm just going to walk up to him and say, we already know it's Shania. And then see how he reacts. Just to call his bluff. I will bluff him and see what his reaction is.
It's a good plan.
And it worked out.
Because he doesn't deny it.
He didn't deny
say anything. And she's like, bingo.
She goes, yes, we got him. Got him here.
It's Shania.
It is, in fact, Shania.
Well, so was Miranda there the first day?
Maybe not the first day.
Miranda was sick.
She was ill.
And she shows up with Shania and another friend.
Yeah, the second day is when it's Miranda. The rest of the gals aren't there. It was just Dakota and Jordan walking around. And then they meet up with Miranda and Shania and somebody else, if it was Shania's friend or sister or somebody.
I don't know. But Miranda already has like a unique voice, let's say.
Right.
And then being sick on top of it.
Not helping.
It was very hard to understand her.
Yeah. Definitely.
At one point she said something to Dakota and he was like, what?
What?
But not in a, I'm buying time because I'm lying. It was genuinely, I can't hear you.
He didn't hear. Well, okay. Bravest and dumbest move. Jordan at one point was talking with Miranda and then he cheersed her cup. And it was like, oh, right. Mouthpiece on mouthpiece. You guys are just rubbing red Solo cups together here.
Like, I don't know this life because she was talking about how the kids got her sick.
Oh,
but
no.
Are you guys upset out there when your friends get sick from their kids and then they show up to hang out with you at something and you're not sick?
They show up to an entire music festival that now it's raining outside.
Stay home.
There's like a shelter in place order for this festival, so I don't think the main stage is kicking off anytime soon.
No, you could tell like they're not introverts because I would have been like, thank God, I'm sick. And there's going to be a huge storm. I'm not going.
No, I have all the reasons not to go now.
And the tickets were free?
Yeah,
so
I'm
I didn't even pay them?
Yep.
I am not losing any money? I'm not going.
I'm going to sell these online. Make a couple bucks. That's what we'll do.
But she shows up.
She shows up.
She tries to do her best to talk Shania out of this relationship.
Because like there's a conversation on the couch where then there is a direct confrontation where Miranda's like, this is a bad idea. And she is not in favor of this. And then Shania has to excuse herself and she goes off to the bathroom. And that's when Miranda's like, all right, real talk. Do not do this for your best interest. And for, I don't even know who else I need to appeal to.
I really liked her.
This was good.
She won me back from showing up to something sick. Although I got to tell you, that's deducting a lot of points from my friendship tally at this point.
That's a tough one.
But she was laying it all out.
She wasn't even wearing a mask either, because you're going to walk into the country fest here with a mask. I'm sure. Yeah, she would have been escorted off the premises. Probably is what would have happened. Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
She's telling her like he is just trying to make Taylor jealous. You are a pawn in this game. He is not interested in you. He just wants Taylor to find out. That is actually the goal of all of this, is for Taylor to find out that he has been with you.
And he doesn't want to tell Taylor. That's why he's letting this information get out to all these people, because it's going to get back to Taylor. And now you're caught in the middle of it and you're going to get the brunt of it because Taylor's going to hate you.
Yeah.
Out of all of this at the end of the day.
Almost kind of felt bad for her just when, she's screaming at her like, he's not into you.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about how he's going to hurt you in the end. And I was like, that's true.
It is true.
But
I mean, it's harsh.
That's rough to hear.
It's a lot. It's a lot at once, too. Because then Shania's like, I like him. He was being nice. She's like, well, he's love bombing you.
She's a little dumb.
I mean, like, she's buying into it. Where I don't think that Shania is a stranger to men trying to hit on her. Like, that's not something that is like out of the ordinary for her. So I think that's what she was saying, was like, most of the time when guys try to pursue aggressively, then it's creepy, it's weird, and it's not likable. The way that Dakota's doing it, I like him, so it's nice.
Right,
and
he's
that's
good at
why
this. He knows that you're enjoying it.
That's why it's working, unfortunately. So it's just like, oh,
right, but it doesn't mean his motives aren't what Miranda just told you.
Right, because then that's what Miranda has to like lay it out for her here and like put the pieces together.
Okay. Where Shania loses me is all of the women who are getting involved with Dakota have known what's gone on between Taylor and Dakota.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you are just actively choosing to ignore the history that he's had and think that, I don't know, you're going to be the one to change it? Like, he's not going to cheat on me. Even though he did all this horrible stuff to Taylor.
Well, it turns out they did have a sex pact. Because that's what Miranda was like. I was hoping it was a one and done thing. I thought it was just like, all right, they hooked up, moving on, right? But no, Shania can't quit him. And it's like...
That's the way that he laid it out, though. Was
yes.
Like, let's make a sex pact.
Where
we're only having sex with each other.
It's just us.
How gross. Because that's not even like, I'm interested in you. Can we date?
No.
Like, can we be in a relationship just together?
Sex pact. Yeah, that's got to be a new one. That's something else. That's something different now.
Also, he's a cheater, so he's not just having sex with
not.
you.
Yeah, he's going to hold you to that standard, but he's not going to hold himself to that standard.
Right, okay, that's where I got especially skeeved out.
Because I would say, you too?
The reason he's saying that is because he doesn't want you to be sleeping with other people while he's sleeping with you.
Right.
Because he'll do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
Made that clear before.
And like, so that should have been Shania's response to then see like, okay, yeah, so you too, you're not going to be, if we're going to sex pact, is it a two-way sex pact here? Because it's kind of weird to do a one-way thing and ask me to remain loyal to you. And then I've got a question mark for you. So it's just like, what does that look like? That seems strange.
I don't know, but this causes Mom Talk to have an emergency meeting because now they all know about Shania, so now they have to make a decision.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Do we tell Taylor about it, or do we wait till she finds out?
It's so hard because, yeah, like this is Jesse's predicament, and then they're all going through the different reasons of why it would be better because, like, Taylor's going to flip out when she finds out, and then she's going to really flip out on us if she knows that all of us knew and then we didn't tell her, but she is going on The Bachelorette very soon, which is a big deal for Mom Talk, and it's a great opportunity for us. She's going to be in front of a whole other audience of people that we're really trying to get a hold of.
They said the quiet part out loud. They broke the fourth wall about like, we're more worried about attracting a larger audience to our show so that we continue to get paid to do this than we are about protecting Taylor's feelings.
Yeah, because I mean, Taylor's feelings are going to get hurt anyway. So like, why hurt our opportunity in the process? We'll just wait until she's back and then tell her, hey, maybe she'll find a guy. She'll find love on The Bachelorette. She
won't even care about this anymore.
She won't even care by the time she comes back. Everybody finds love on The Bachelorette.
It is fantastical thinking, right? That, it'll just work out. And like, maybe she won't end up as upset as we thought that she would be.
It should be fine. It should be fine. We'll be able to talk about this afterwards, calmly, rationally, once she's back from The Bachelorette.
So that's one problem. Then Jesse tells everyone the other secret that Dakota's been keeping, which is that he almost slept with that girl, Jenna, who we met in an earlier season. The one who had been fooling around with Dakota while Taylor was pregnant.
Yeah, the one that he cheated on Taylor with, calling it what it is. Because
so she's back again. She's
back in the rotation here.
Was that before or after the sex pact was made?
It depends. Yeah, I don't know. Is it one way, two way?
Shania should know.
It's tough. This is tough. So this is where, Jesse's really worried about this one. She's like, if the, I almost said Michaela, if the Shania thing doesn't break Taylor's brain, this absolutely will, because she does not like Dakota and Jesse hooking up because
Jenna.
Jenna, sorry.
We're getting to the end of the episode. All the names are starting to blur together, huh?
Stuck in here.
No, she really just was upset about what happened with Jenna the first time.
This is, like that was damaging. That was on camera. That was rough. That was a rough go. And so if she finds out about that, like this is a continued thing, then that's just going to break her.
We have 2 episodes left.
2 left. It looks like the Colorado trip is winding up, or like wrapping up essentially here. And then what else do we have? Oh, Michaela and Jace, not looking good. That was looking pretty rough.
Right. It looks like they're headed towards a separation.
Something. Yeah. Like it was not improving in that situation. Jesse and Jordan are reviewing their prenup, probably for old time's sake. Nothing related to anything that's going to happen this season.
She's getting her paperwork together before she goes and gets a little paperwork shuffle done at the attorney's office.
What was the soundbite that we heard, though? Is I think Jesse said at one point that Jordan, as like difficult as he is to be married to, I think he would be more difficult to divorce. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, that's great. It sounds
like her prenup wasn't done correctly.
Yeah, is what it was alluding to from like the mid-season preview. Yeah. That's not good. Yeah, that's real bad. And then everybody's worried about Taylor finding out about all this stuff. Guess what, you guys? In the next 2 episodes, Taylor finds out about all this stuff and she's ready to burn it all down, basically. So it's exactly what they were afraid of. And yeah, could be a real big problem here.
It'd be quite the send-off to the Bachelorette.
Must be, yeah.
Oh, we're nearing the end of Mom Talk Marathon.
Almost there. I have just a sliver of my sanity left. So hold on tight, guys. Because, yeah, we're about to get through it. One more day.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.